It's so funny. One of those days we're missing a wire. This didn't work. All little technical things. I guess you see that now and then.
Must have left it up to the French bulldog.
Yeah, we thought we would introduce you to her today.
This is Balli. She's not very happy, though. She doesn't like being put out front, right, and center.
And I don't think she likes the scarf.
No, definitely not.
So in any event, she'll be in our episodes when we get going.
We saw that you put some significant news out today. So maybe you could just give us an overview of what the release is and maybe describe a little bit about what the VMS zone it looks like.
It's on a logging road, and the way they build logging roads in British Columbia is they will take waste wood and lay it down as a base for the roads, and then they'll put sand and gravel on top, and then they will top dress that with broken material out of a quarry, generally nearby. They don't haul the material. Samples we obtained would have come out of a unique location in right where the samples were found. What they are is a VMS is a volcanogenic massive sulphide. So you got to think of a seafloor, you have an underground or underwater volcano, and you have vents which are generating metal-rich fluids. When those come in contact with seawater, they will get precipitated because the temperature drop, the pH changes. So you will get sulfide deposits tend to be. This one is unique in the sense that the gold is, and I should caution that the samples were select grab samples. The largest one was about 0.4 meters. Getting back to the VMSs, the samples we have, there's fragments of sulfide-rich material that's cemented by finer grained, probably stuff that's been precipitated. The anhydrite cap means that you're close to the vent that's generating the fluids. It's unique. We haven't seen that in this area. It's extremely exciting, until you actually have it in the bag. And it's like I always say, to make rabbit stew, you have to catch a rabbit. We've got signs of rabbit, but you got to catch that rabbit.
Just to know that you actually hit it. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's so cool.
Part of it is you have the samples, you see a lot of sulfide. You're cutting them to get an idea of textures and mineralogy, and then you cut a sample and you see visible gold. Well, you know that you've got into the gold system. It's not often you can cut a rock and there's some gold. So it is rewarding. And I should add that my wife found the boulders. Now, a number of geologists had driven on this road, didn't bother looking at float rock because a lot of times they just don't know where it is. But she happened to look down and find a pitted, rusty-looking rock that led us to this discovery.
Wow, that must be a great feeling for her to see it actually looked at, assayed, and a result to come in.
She's quite excited about it. But again, we still have to find that rabbit. It's a completely overburden covered area. This area is quite interesting because it's an area that you could just about work year round. It's low. It's about 500 meters elevation. There's been a lot of disturbance logging activities. You don't have to worry about getting the permit for cutting the big trees.
So how big is this area, Ed?
In general, in that area, rocks are striking northwest. The valley bottom, in this case, which is a copper river, is deep gravel. As you get higher up the mountainside, you get less and less gravel.
And is this an area that 𝗥𝗘𝗦 controls all of it?
We got 100% of it. It's a large claim. It's about 3 kilometers southwest of the Nobody Knows number 2. We continually travel the logging roads and looking for more copper showings. It's quite intriguing. I've collected a large amount of material off the road bit, cutting them, and have seen evidence of VMS environment.
Has there ever been drilling done there? And if not, when do you plan to do that?
Our next goal is to focus on the Del Norte.
The drilling will start at Del Norte, and that's as planned for this summer, and expect some results later in, say, the fall?
Yes, there'll be a lot of results. The Del Norte is quite interesting in the sense that the zone has only had a few drill holes in it, and it's about 10 meters wide. The gold runs 2 to 6 grams, and it runs 200 to 400 grams silver over the 10 meters because of the steep nature of the hillside and glacial ice. But now the ice has dropped, and we think we've identified a location that we can actually put a drill station in, which would be an underground drill. So you can drill a whole bunch of holes off one spot. That's our timing, and that's, that because it's a helicopter job, it's higher. We want to get that done as quickly as possible. Our next focus is on Del Norte to satisfy our earning option. We have to spend $1 million, and we'll have earned our interest. All the payments are made, and that we'll have met all our commitments. And that's a large property.
It becomes the priority for this season. So I was told that the properties near Del Norte had assayed fairly high. Does that make sense?
There's the Lord Nelson property on the north, adjoining the Del Norte, and they're contiguous. We did have some samples that went up to 14-ounce gold, and there was some in that area where people took and they had 9-ounce gold. There's extremely high gold on there. We just have to spend some time. There was some drilling done in 2021. The interpretation was that the zones all dipped to the west. Well, they didn't. So, have to do more work to identify what dip there is to these structures, because they are high grade. There's a number of them that we've got on surface. Lord Nelson, we haven't done work on it because it's valid till 2025. There's no pressure on us to earn this year.
Given your experience in the Golden Triangle, Ed, how do you feel overall, your hunch on Del Norte? I know that's a tough question, but I've been told by people that some of the famous miners out there think it could be as big as the Eskay Creek find, and it's like up in that potential. What do you think?
I think the Del Norte is an extremely valuable property. I think that on the Del Norte, there's probably 4 different horizons, any one of which can create a mine. And that's not including the porphyry copper gold potential in Del Norte Creek. And most of the stuff we have done is in Nelson Creek, which is the one to the north of Del Norte Creek. There's a huge amount of showings on the property. Last year when we did work on this new zone, and we had a geologist and she was collecting samples that ran 1 ounce of gold. And there's only 4 or 5 samples in the zone that's goes for hundreds and hundreds of meters that it's exposed. So, it's a question of doing surface work. It's not going to earn you $1 million worth of work, but drilling will.
Calling all savvy investors in mining and resources. Seeking the inside track on decade resources? Look no further than minestalkers.com. Our powerful search tool is not only designed to reveal hidden gems, but also provides real-time stock updates. Visit for the insights and stay for the gains. Seize the opportunity and explore the magic at minestalkers.com and uncover new investment possibilities today.